going on, guys? Today I'm going to show y'all a little trick that I have figured out to make it a little bit easier to mount your skulls to a plaque. I don't know how y'all do it. The way that I like to mount mine, I actually put a screw right through the back of my plaque that goes right into the base of the skull. I don't know if y'all can see that in there, but I'll put a nut on it, screw it down to where it just bolts the back of that skull right to that plaque. This one right here, I've already drilled me a hole. See, I'll put a hole right there in the base where that brain stem comes up, where it meets the spine. I like to put me a hole right in there. And then I'll use this one right here. I'm doing is a Tennessee shaped plaque. But I've got me centered it up, put my hole in there with my bolt. And I'll use just a regular nut. This is just a regular lock nut, or a whiz, actually a whiz nut. It's not a lock nut, but I'll put that on the inside of that skull and then tighten it down on the back side of that bone. The hard part about doing that I have found in the past, is trying to get your fingers into this hole to get that nut on the back side of that bolt. It's not easy to do. There's a bunch of different ways that people attach these. Some people just screw them to the wood. I don't like doing that because sometimes it'll split that bone. And I've seen a lot of people too that'll fill that with Bondo and a little piece of wood, and then you can screw a screw into it. And that's a great way to attach something permanently. But the reason I don't like doing that is because some people end up taking their plaques off later on and they put it on a piece of driftwood or on a stump or want to hang it on the wall. They make those hooks now that you can hook the skull, I think it's called a skull hooker, on where you can just hook it into that hole right there on the wall. And this way, in 5 minutes, you can remove it right from that plaque pretty easily. So I'm going to show y'all something I found out here recently that really helped me out getting these bolts in here. It'll take you a drill with a large drill bit on it. Pretty good size. I don't know what that is. Probably a half to, no, it's probably 3/4 inch. I go in the back side of this hole right here, and as you're drilling, just wallow that out straight up to where your finger can fit in there. You can see how that's starting to get a little bit of a hole in it right there, and you can get your finger in there and set that nut on the top of that bolt. And then what I like to do is I've got a very small screwdriver. It's like one of those little pocket screwdriver. That's what I use right there. A little bitty flathead. And I'll just, when I get that nut set up on top of that bolt, I can set it up there flush with this, and I'll take this and turn it until it catches those threads. And then you can take a regular impact wrench or whatever and screw that right down onto that skull. Like I said, afterwards I don't attach it any other way. When the teeth make contact with that wood, it sinks in and it won't go anywhere. And that way you can come back if anybody wants to ever take it off a plaque, or if you bust your plaque, have to replace it or whatever. It's easy just to zip that right off of there and you can do something else with it. And you don't have the back full of Bondo in the skull cavity in case you ever decide that you want to go in and put it on a skull hooker or hang it on driftwood or something a little bit different. But anyway, I hope that little trick helps out. And you can take that drill and just keep on working that up as far as you want to. That right there for me is just about perfect. I can go in there and get my finger in just enough to set it on top of that bolt. But you could take that drill and you could work that on up if you wanted to. You've got plenty of room here to work with, and you can just work that drill bit up until you get you a slot in there big enough to be able to put that nut in there on top of that. But anyway, this right here is what you end up with. Nice finished product, and all you've got is that one bolt you got to remove if you ever decide to take it off. It's clean, easy way to do that, and it doesn't take near as long as Bondo. Anyway, y'all like and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.